actually laid up in bed too. I've been water fasting. This is day 6, so I am really low on energy and fatigued and just laying around drinking lots of water. So my problem is I have ulcerative colitis, and you're a nurse, so you probably know what that is. But it just started. I've had it for 4 years now, and it was tolerable, manageable for years. It started getting bad. The medicine wasn't working. My diet was bad. Drinking too much soda, and it just was progressing. So I have to finally do something about it, and water fasting is the quickest way to healing. Now, you being a nurse, I know most nurses are against water fasting or fasting, so you might not like that solution, but I'm telling you, it's the quickest way to healing. I can't wait to get off this. The biggest thing is done. I've done it before for 11 days, the master cleanse, and it resets all of your cravings and everything so that I can get off the soda and salt and sugar and just be a vegetarian because I kind of want to. I love my meat, but for my health, I've got to do it. So anyways, enough rambling about that. You didn't want that. You wanted about the worms. So I don't have raised beds. I have a large, almost 1 acre garden. But what I do have that made the worms thrive is, oh, I don't know, at least 6 to 8 inches of composted, pre-composted, aged manure, horse manure stall. So I have access to a really good organic source of horse manure with the bedding from the horse stall. So it's not just straight horse manure. And it's usually a month or two old when I get it by the truckload. And then I let it sit even longer, let it cool down, let it all pre-compost, and then spread it out over my garden. And I mean, I've got a ton of it. And so the worms love that, especially in the winter where it's moist in the rain. They just multiply. In the summer, I haven't been irrigating as much, and I think I'm dwindling just a little, but I have plenty to spare, and I try to keep some piles or some areas where my veggie garden is more moist, and they just migrate to that area. Um, but that's the feeding. I don't feed them anything. Every once in a while, I'll give them a rotten watermelon or pumpkin because they go crazy on that, and it brings them to one area where they can breed and multiply. But no feeding other than the compost because I spread it around before it's totally decomposed, which means they eat all of the all of the just little bits of hay, alfalfa, even probably the manure that's all cooled down, and they seem to love that. Oh my goodness. But the raised beds, I have clients, so I build veggie gardens for people, and I have put the worms in there, and as long as it stays moist, and the one thing I've seen is them migrate out if it gets fully decomposed and there's no food source. So in raised beds, you wouldn't, I mean, you could probably go a whole season or more with pre-composted horse manure or whatever. But if you put in there 100% decomposed compost, you would need a food source. And so there's the worm towers that you could possibly do, or just throw in some veggie scraps or whatever. But the best thing is you don't have to worry about bedding in the ground with compost. There's no need for bedding, so that's great. I don't need to. Every once in a while, so I've tested a lot of stuff. Cardboard on top, just laying on top, throwing a little compost or wood chips on top, and wetting down that cardboard. Oh, do they come crazy to that and breed in that, and they love that. In the wintertime, I just lay down tons of cardboard, and they love that stuff. So, trying to think of what else. Yeah, I'm still experimenting even a couple years later because it was kind of an accident. I was killing my worms indoors in bins, and so I just dumped them in my garden, and I didn't expect them to thrive or survive or anything, and they just been multiplying. That was a single pound of red wigglers that just have gone crazy, and I seriously probably have a billion or more. Um, and I'll shoot you a video when I go out there. I actually have some videos. I could probably send you some videos I already made for somebody else, but try to keep this under 5 minutes. I can always shoot another video. I don't mind. I'm just laying around. I got nothing to do. But I don't think of any other questions. Food, moisture's big. If you have any access to manure, kind of horse stall stuff, and I know my stuff is free of. I mean, we don't think the dewormer. It's more for parasite worms than our worms. And then, and I know it's free of antibiotics and hormones and all that stuff, and even herbicides. It's free of all that stuff, so that is great. And any other questions, shoot me. I can either chat, text, or I can make another video. I don't mind. I hope you're feeling better. And that is it for now.